In this video, you're going to learn how to construct parallel lines using a compass and a straight edge. So here's all the steps, but I'm just going to walk you through them down below. So first thing you're going to start off with is you have a line, and you need to make a line that's parallel to this given line that's passing through point R. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by constructing a transversal. So a transversal, remember, is going to be a line that connects two or more other lines, but in this case, it's only going to connect through point R and intersect this line PQ. It will become a transversal though, because our parallel line will be going right in here, which means that this line will be intersecting two or more other lines. So I'm going to go ahead and just put arrows on it. You don't really have to. Where I place this line doesn't really matter, like in terms of this angle here. You could make, this line come out further. You can make it more straight up and down. Really doesn't make a difference. So now what we're going to do is we're going to copy this angle here, and we're going to force it to become an angle up top here. And what's going to happen is it's going to become congruent corresponding angles. And you know that if we have congruent corresponding angles, then it must mean that those lines are parallel. So we're going to kind of do what's called the converse. We're going to create congruent corresponding angles, which will lead us to the conclusion that the lines must be parallel. So the converse means I switch the order of my conclusions. I'm going to start with the congruent corresponding angles to imply that the lines are parallel. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this angle, and I'm going to place it up here in the corresponding position. So you're going to take your compass. To copy an angle, remember, is you're going to adjust your compass opening. Doesn't really matter how far. I wouldn't make it go past R, and I wouldn't make it so small that it's hard to deal with. So where I have it's probably good, but somewhere in between here is fine for your opening. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to draw an arc. And then you're going to take that and you're going to copy it up here on point R. So this arc is just telling you where to measure the opening of your angle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the opening from this point to this other intersection point. So the whole point of that arc is so that you know how wide the angle is, or the opening of the angle. And when you measure, you always want to mark it so that whoever's looking at your paper knows that you actually measured the opening. And then you're going to transfer that distance. So I measure it, and then I'm going to transfer it up top here. And notice that my metal point is on the purple arc, not at point R, because it was on the purple arc down here when I created the blue arc. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it and get my compass out of the way. And this intersection point is where, if I connect from there through R, that line will be parallel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Mine's a little bit off because I know when I measured down there it was a little bit off. So it should, hopefully you got yours to match up a little bit better. But there's my line that is now parallel to this given line. And again, I know that they're parallel because these two angles are congruent because I just copied them. And if I have congruent corresponding angles, which these angles are, it means that the lines must be parallel.